Welcome to Litbit channel. Today we will see the lesson The Second Crucifixion by Larry Collins and Dominique lapeirre. Let's see the impression book by question answer. Why was the announcement of Gandhiji's death delayed? The announcement of Gandhiji's death was delayed to prevent widespread violence and maintain public order. When Gandhiji was assassinated January 30, 1948, the Indian government and authorities were concerned that the news of his death could lead to large-scale riots and unrest across the country. To prevent this, they decided to delay the announcement of his death until they could take measures to ensure public safety and maintain law and order. This include deploying troops and police force to sensitive area, imposing curfew and setting up emergency control room to monitor the situation. The delay in announcing Gandhiji's death also gave the government time to inform important leaders and officials, making arrangements for his funeral and prepare for the potential aftermath of his death. The author suggested that the delay was also intended to allow the government to regain control of the situation and prevent any potential power vacuums that could have arisen from Gandhiji's sudden demise. Why did All India Radio have to announce that the assassin was a Hindu? All India Radio had to announce that the assassin was a Hindu to prevent widespread violence and riot against the Muslim community. Would lead to retaliatory attacks against Muslims, who were already a vulnerable minority in India. By announcing that the assassin was a Hindu, the government aimed to prevent misdirected anger and violence against Muslims. The assassin Nathuram Godse was indeed a Hindu extremist who was opposed to Gandhi tolerance and secularism. The announcement was the deliberate attempt to diffuse tensions and prevent communal violence, which could have had disastrous consequences for a country. By making it clear that the assassin was a Hindu, the government hoped to contain the anger, prevent it from being directed against any particular community. The authors highlight the significance of this announcement in preventing widespread violence and maintaining communal harmony in the aftermath of Gandhiji's assassination. Third one, what kind of a role did Mountbatten play on hearing about the death of Gandhiji? Lord Mountbatten, the last Viceroy of India and the first Governor General of independent India, played a crucial role on hearing about the Gandhiji's death. According to this book, Mountbatten immediately went to Nehru's residence to offer condolence and support and helped to coordinate the government's response to this crisis, including the announcement of Gandhiji's death and the arrangements for his funeral. Then he worked to maintain law and order, deploying troops and police to sensitive areas to prevent communal violence. Then he played a key role in convening Nehru to continue with the planned Republic Day celebrations on January 26, 1950 to demonstrate India's stability and resilience. Then he helped to facilitate transfer the power and ensure a smooth transition despite the crisis. Then Mountbatten's shift and decisive actions helped to prevent widespread chaos and maintained stability in India during a critical moment in its history. His close relationship with Nehru and his experience in crisis management made him a vulnerable assist in navigating the aftermath of Gandhiji assassination. Why do you think Mountbatten felt that Gandhiji would be on par with Buddha and Christ? Mountbatten felt that Gandhiji would be on par with Buddha and Christ because of his extraordinary impact on humanity and his unique approach to achieving social and political changes through non-violent means. Then, Gandhiji's message of love, compassion and non-violence transcended national boundaries and resoned with the peoples across the world, much like a teaching of Buddha and Christ. Then Gandhiji's leadership and philosophy had transformed India and inspired a movement for civil rights and freedom across the globe, similar to the profound impact of Buddha and Christ on human history. Gandhiji emphasized on the spiritual dimensions of human existence, his beliefs in the incorrectness of all life, and his commitment to ahimsa reasoned with the spiritual teaching of Buddha and Christ. Then Mountbatten may have recognized that Gandhiji's message and legacy would be ensured long after his death, continuing to inspire future generations, much like the timeless resonance of Buddha's and Christ's teaching. Then Buddha and Christ, Mountbatten acknowledged the profound impact on Gandhi's life and legacy on human history, and recognized him as one of the most significant figures of 20th century. Next one, how did the nation respond to Gandhiji's death? According to this prose, the nation responded to Gandhiji's death. Widespread shock, grief, and disbelief gripped the nation, with peoples from all walks of life mourning to loss of their beloved leader. Then millions of Indians took to the streets, expressing their emotions through tears, wails, and silent vigils. Then, despite effort to maintain calm, sporadic violence and rioting break out in some areas, particularly against Hindu extremist group suspected of inviolence. Despite efforts to maintain calm, sporadic violence and rioting broke out in some area, particularly against Hindu extremist group suspected of involvement in Gandhiji's assassination. Then huge crowds gathered in Delhi and other cities for memorial service, processions, and praying meetings, with many people fasting, praying, and observing silence as a mark of respect. World leaders, international organizations, and dignitaries sent tribute and condolence, acknowledging Gandhiji's global impact on the influence. The massive funeral processions attended by millions would its way through Delhi, with Gandhiji's body being carried on the simple wooden bier, symbolizing his austere and humble life. Gandhiji was cremated on the banks of the Yamuna river, with his ashes later immersed in the Ganga and other sacred rivers, symbolizing his return to the elements. The nation response to Gandhiji's death reflected the deep emotional bond he started with the Indian people and his profound impact on the country's struggles for independence and self-discovery. What did Mountbatten want to do with Gandhiji's body? In this prose, Mountbatten suggests preserving Gandhiji's body through embalming or mummifications. It could be kept in a mausoleum or shire for future generations to pay their respect. And he envisaged a grand nation shire or memorial where Gandhiji's body could be enshrined, serving as a symbol of national unity and a place of pilgrimage for Indians and international visitors. Mountbatten was reportedly hesitant about Gandhiji's cremations, as he felt it would be a loss for the nation and future generation. But Gandhiji followers and family members, including Jawaharlal Nehru, insisted on following Gandhiji's own wishes for a simple cremation, in accordance with Hindu tradition. They felt that preserving his body would be against his principles of simplicity and humanity. Next one, why did you think Nehru and Patel were reluctant to agree to the uses of the military to coordinate Gandhiji's cremation? Nehru and Patel were reluctant to agree to use of the military to coordinate Gandhiji's cremation for several reasons. That is, Gandhiji was a strong advocate for non-violence and simplicity. Using the military for his cremations would have gone against his principles and legacy. Then, involving the military in the cremation could have been seen as a symbol of state power and control, which would have been inconsistent with Gandhiji's emphasis on humility and simplicity. Nehru and Patel might have been concerned that involving the military could have led to militarization of the events, potentially creating a spectacle that would detract from the simplicity and dignity of the occasion. Then there was a risk that the military presence could have provoked violence or unrest, particularly given the tense communal situation in Delhi at that time. Then Nehru and Patel might have wanted to respect Gandhiji's own wishes for a simple cremation without any pomp and ceremony. By not involving the military, Nehru and Patel ensured that Gandhiji's cremation was conducted in the manner concerned with his value and principles and avoided any potential risk and controversies. The author finds parallels between the people's response to Gandhiji's death and the response to British rule, describing some of them. The authors find parallels between the people's response to Gandhiji's death and the response to British rule, including just as Indians had spontaneously risen up against British rule, they now spontaneously mourned Gandhiji's death with millions taking to the street. The scales of participation in Gandhiji's funeral procession and memorial service was reminiscent of the mass participation in the independence movement against British rule. Just as Indians had defied British authority during the freedom struggles, they now defined the authorities' attempts to control the crowds and maintain order during the Gandhiji funeral. And the non-violent nature of the mourning, crowds echoed the non-violent resistance that had characterized Gandhiji's movement against British rule. In sense of national unity, then Gandhiji's death, like the struggles for independence, brought Indians together across communal and regional divides and fostering a sense of national unity. Then the mourning for Gandhiji provided an emotional release for the bent up feelings and frustrations and anger that had built up during the years of British rule. Leadership vacuum. Gandhiji's leadership had been crucial to the independence movement. His death created a leadership vacuum that left Indians feeling lost and uncertain about their future. Then, the author highlights the profound impact of Gandhiji's on Indian society and the deep emotional connection between Indians and their leaders. Next one, Nehru in his address to the nation said, "The light has gone out, but he soon realized that he was wrong." In what sense was he wrong? Nehru was wrong in the sense that despite Gandhiji's physical death, his ideas, principles and legacy continued to inspire and guide the nation. Then Gandhiji's influence on Indian politics, society and culture remained strong, continuing to shape the country. Then Nehru himself, along with other leaders like Patel and Azad, emerged to carry forward Gandhiji's work and build on his foundation. The momentum for social changes and reforms with Gandhiji had intended continued to grow, with new movements and initiatives emerging. Then Gandhiji's message of non-violence, tolerance and self-reliance remained relevant and continued to inspire future generations. Nehru soon realized that Gandhiji's death did not mark the end of an era but rather a transition to a new phase where his legacy would continue to shape India's future. The light that Nehru thought had gone out was in fact still burning bright, guiding the nation forward. Last one, how significant is the title of the passage? The title, The Second Crucifixion, is highly significant as it between Gandhiji assassinations and the crucifixions of Jesus Christ, implying a similar sacrifice and martyrdom of Gandhiji's death on the nation, suggesting a profound and far-reaching effect similar to the impact of Christ's crucifixion on Christianity. Of Gandhiji's death on the nation, suggesting a profound and far-reaching effects similar to impact of Christ's crucifixion on Christianity. Of Gandhiji's death, implying that it was not just a political assassination but a symbolic event that represents a larger struggle for freedom, justice and humanity. Of Gandhiji's death, using a powerful and evocative title to convey the sense of loss and tragedy that befell the nation. The passage which explores the aftermath of Gandhiji's death and its significance, using a title that is both poignant and thought-provoking. Then overall, the title effectively captured the essence of the passage, which explores the significance of Gandhiji's death and its impact on the India and the world. Thank you viewers. Thanks for watching this video.